Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Rev Game of the Week. It's the second Friday in November, and that can mean only one thing. It's playoff time in Louisiana. Tonight, the 15th seed East Ascension Spartans host the 18th seed West Ouachita Chiefs in the Division I by-district playoffs. It's the Chiefs and the Spartans live on the Rev Game of the Week. The road to the Dome starts now.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ATEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
We just moved, so there's millions of
Valley is in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew a quarter of an acre.
Now I'm taking on new products on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as
largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours?
Come see us at Ascension Equipment for John Deere sales and service. Save more today and mow tomorrow.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
The A-Team at Eustace Mortgage, here to serve all your home lending needs. Our company is a Louisiana-based family-owned mortgage company. Our mission is to provide custom-tailored mortgage solutions while educating our clients and providing the highest level of customer service during the transaction. Whether you're buying a home or looking to refinance, we would love to be of assistance to you. The A-Team at Eustace Mortgage is a proud supporter of Ascension Parish Athletics.
Welcome back to Spartan Stadium. I'm Jimmy Frederick, along with me, David Swacker, and we are so excited to have the West Ouachita Chiefs battling the East Ascension Spartans here in the by-district round of the playoffs, and we are just about set to start the band filling into the field. Coach, what a game it's going to be.
It's going to be exciting because this is what, as a football player, as a coach, as a fan, this is what you look forward to right here, and it's all going to start with this national anthem in a few moments.
Absolutely. While we have a second, let's see if we can get to our coaches. We've got some great ones. Mike Rainwater in East Ascension, of course, Darnell Lee.
And Mike Rainwater in his second year at West Ouachita. First playoff game, and an 8-12 record, as you see right there. And then Darnell Lee, the story's been told. From Gonzales Middle School to East Ascension High School, and now he has been the head coach here in his 7th year, 49-28, and 7-6 in the playoffs. So it's going to be an interesting night because this is the first time, Jimmy, that these two have ever met in football.
Absolutely, and we are set for the teams to come out onto the field, and I think we're about to have the national anthem. West Ouachita, of course, made the long trip from North Louisiana. And like you said, the first time they've been in the playoffs since 2019. And East Ascension, they've got quite a streak going in terms of their playoff run, 10 years in a row. And, of course, like you said, 7 under Coach Lee.
And, you know, my friends sometimes ask me, West Ouachita from West Monroe, they think the only thing in West Monroe is West Monroe High School.
Here come the Chiefs from West Ouachita. The Spartans will come on in just a second. if we can, let's take a look at the East Ascension playoff notes. We may get through a little bit before we get to the Spartans coming through. But they have had quite a run here, Coach.
And, the seeding is all different this year. The playoffs are all different. You don't have a 5A and a 4A champion. You have Division 1, 2, and 3. As you can see right there, they're a 15 seed. And they've been as high in 2013, a 3 seed. Their all-time record in the playoffs is 24-27. Spartan Stadium at 16-12. 16-12. And, let's watch the Spartans coming on the field right quick.
Boy, the pageantry here, one of the things that Coach Rainwater told me was that he wanted to see and feel the experience of being here with the Spartan Nation.
And, the playoffs, I'm not going to say the playoffs is an unusual thing for West Ouachita, but as you can see right here, playoff streak, they've been in the playoffs 10 years in a row, East Ascension, 7 years in a row. Their last playoff win was 2020, and their road playoff win was last year against Southside in Lafayette. First playoff game for all you old-timers out there, 1968. First playoff win came almost 10 years later, and the deepest playoff run, and I was right here at this stadium that night against Neville, and they lost in the semifinals, in the 5A semifinals in 1991.
And now we're set for the national anthem played by the Spartan Marching Band. And we will listen to this great rendition.
Will everyone please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Tonight, the national anthem will be sung by the East Ascension High School Jazz Band.
Beautiful rendition there by the jazz band that time by the East Ascension Spartans. What a tremendous night it is for football, and we are set for the by-district round of this non-select Division I playoff, and it's going to be an exciting one here, Coach. I'm Jimmy Frederick, along with me, David Swacker, Coach David Swacker, and we're about to have the coin flip, and we're about to see all kinds of great action here at Spartan Nation, Spartan Field. Let's take a look at the West Ouachita Chiefs. The last 5 seasons have been sparse for their playoff runs.
And you can see in 2017 they missed the playoffs. The first 2 years, then the by-district missed the playoffs, and hasn't been real productive. They're in the same district as Ouachita. They're in the same district as Pineville, and Ash, Alexandria High School. They're in the same district as West Monroe, and they're in the same district as Ruston. And when you hear Ruston and West Monroe and Ouachita, and as of late, Alexandria High School, they are pretty powerful to have to go up against each and every week.
Well, you know, it's interesting because these two teams have played two similar teams. East Ascension played West Monroe and won in overtime. And then the West Ouachita, they lost to West Monroe. But East Ascension lost to Ash, and then last week, West Ouachita beat Ash 58-57. So quite a game there, and as Coach Lee told us, basically that they are peaking at the right time. As he said, he's very concerned. He needs to play really good football here if they're going to beat the Chiefs.
And you see the captains out there, 29, 88, and 36 for East Ascension. That would be 29 is going to be Silas. 88. That's our kicker, Antavarius. And 36, everybody should know 36, and that's going to be your defensive lineman, Joseph. On the other side you have 33, 7, and
to the second half.
5.
Michael Nolan is 33. Number 7 is Jalen Holland, and number 5 is Seth Clampett. They're a good receiver. I want to take a look quick.
And it looks to be like East Ascension is going to be kicking off. And we're going to go, let's go to the defensive starters for East Ascension. Defensive starters for East Ascension. As you see the officials meeting there.
Yeah, our officials are from the New Orleans area.
You got Womack and Gray and Joseph and Hobday and Hayes and Coleman and Walker, McZeal, Stanga, Bolden, and Bouvouet. And let's look at offensively for West Ouachita. West Ouachita, Ozark, Ford, Fryer, Clampett, Owens, Tolbert, Barnell, Sims, Hodge, Moore, and Barry.
Oliveris will kick it off for the Spartans, and we are just about set in this bi-district round. So glad you've joined us for the Rev Game of the Week, and it is away. It will be collected by Clampett at the 13-yard line, and he will be slammed down right there at the 24 by number 4, that time, Bryce Harkless, number 4.
Harkless did a good job right there, Jimmy, just sliding through that front line of blockers and basically picking up maybe 5 to 8 yards on the return.
First and 10 Chiefs at their own 25-yard line.
First and 10 Chiefs, they start their first offensive possession. They run a veer out of the eye, but it's a different type of veer. It's not your typical West Monroe type veer. They're going to run a lot of different things out of it, and we're going to see play action. We'll see some screens and all kinds of different formations. First pass by Ozark is good to Clampett. Clampett picks up 9 yards on the catch and pass and run. Close to a first down.
And, not a whole lot of passing stats. They're at about 50% and maybe not many yards on the year.
Clampett is 21 receptions for 325 yards. Ozark, the quarterback's only thrown for 511 yards.
They are a running team, and that tailback has about 1,300 yards on the night.
Number 2, Antonio Ford. And Ford is the one that gets the quick pitch. He will pick up one. They did get a first down on the pass. They got 10 yards on the pickup, and this one will only go for 1, make that 2, brings up second down and 8.
Jimmy, I love, as an offensive line guy, watch how when the Chiefs get into a 3-point stance. You don't get to see it much because of the spread stuff. Watch how flat the backs are on those offensive linemen coming off the ball. And they're going to have to be consistent with that all night long. blocking that defensive front of East Ascension.
Well, you know, their offensive front is not nearly as big as East Ascension's offensive front. We do have a quick timeout here on the field. They basically average about 240 across the front. You'll have Don Berry at 220. He's the left tackle. Your right tackle is the biggest guy on the offensive line. Is 6'6", 290-pound junior Garrett Vernell. And talking with Coach Rainwater, he said, you know, just talking about East Ascension's offensive line, he said it's the biggest offensive line I can imagine. I can't even think about playing a bigger offensive line than the ones that East Ascension's going to throw at us.
I can't hardly believe that, playing West Monroe and Ouachita and those guys.
Ozark under center. Fakes the pitch, rolls to his right, checked at his left, and he finds his receiver. And another big pass play out of it's Braden Owens on the catch, and another first down for the Chiefs.
Watch the fake right here. Nice bootleg right there coming under. You see this route all the time, mainly on Sundays. Coming from one side to the other, big 22 right there. Does a heck of a job getting across and making the catch, and that's Owens for a big pickup and a first down.
It looked like Nadarius Walker was the one that ran him out of bounds from his cornerback spot.
Boy, the naked bootleg, and I'm going to just tell you, it is a weapon.
They run 3 plays in this drive, 2 of those for first downs. You see Ozark getting the check from the sideline, and he's going to have to hurry. And they will call a timeout, will the Chiefs? And we'll take a quick timeout as well. No score yet early in this first quarter. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Gaucher and Amadei, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Walk-Ons, Austin Fire Systems, Eustace Mortgage, SKR Construction, for their support of our EA Sports Medicine Program.
Athletic training medical coverage for tonight's game.
Downtown Gonzales is where we are located at Spartan Stadium as East Ascension battling in this bi-district round against the West Ouachita Chiefs. And we are just a few minutes into this first quarter. It'll be Clampett on the end around. Clampett's got some running room. Being chased by 24, couldn't get there. And another first down, a pickup of 16 for Clampett.
Nice misdirection play. Could not quite get there. Was 56 right there. He was a little bit late on the tackle, Howard. And boy, West Ouachita just got good misdirection. The naked bootleg, and things are working well for him.
Tanner Stanger had an opportunity, but he could not wrap him up, and that's going to be a first penalty of the ball game, and it will be offsides against the Spartans, and they will donate 5 yards to this West Ouachita offense that is moving the football. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
And when you have a 1st and 5, and when you're running the offense, well, and not to the just straight veer offense. They're doing a lot of different things right here that's keeping East Ascension off balance.
It's not your grandfather's veer, I can tell you that.
And look, East Ascension, there's like 9 of them within a yard of the ball.
Fumble, and the Spartans stop the drive with a pickup of a turnover. The mesh between the running back and the quarterback just did not work out, and the Spartans come away with the turnover.
But Jimmy, watch this mesh right here. Quarterback right there, and he meshes right there. You have to keep both hands on the middle of that football, and he wanted to pull it out, and you could see he was going to pitch it off the defensive end and try to get it to their main man, who has not carried the ball hardly at all here on that first drive.
So the Spartans take over 1st and 10 from their own 31.
A different look here for the Spartans.
Nowhere to go that time for Antoine Foster, and that's something we did not get a chance to talk about in the pregame. This is the first time that Coach Lee has got his main three guys on the field at the same time. Jalen Lee is starting at quarterback. You got Antoine Foster, who's playing running back, along with Walter Samuel, and so that was one thing as we take a look at the starting lineups here.
And when you there they are right there. We'll come back to the starting lineups here in just a second.
Rolling is Lee. Lee, a little bit underthrown, but I think the catch is made, and it is complete to number three, Brennan Thompson.
I like what Darnell called right there, the sprint out to give the quarterback time, which happens to be his son also. And nice little sprint out to create a 3rd and 4 situation.
Brennan Thompson, of course, had that broken tibia before the Jamboree, so he's only been back for a few weeks. Coach Darnell Lee was very excited to have him back on the field the last couple of weeks. Dropping back, straight pass, finds his man. This time it's complete across the middle to Xavier Jupiter, the fastest man on the field, and it's a first down, Spartans.
And you can hear the Spartan fans. Everybody's in an uproar. 2 complete passes. This hasn't been the strong suit for the Spartans all year, but give them credit. Nice pitch and catch by the quarterback and the receiver there.
Pickup of 9 on the play. It's the first handoff we've seen so far tonight to Walter Samuel. Samuel picks up just a yard that time.
And nice tackle right there by number 33, Michael Nolan. And I'm going to just tell you, in my years of watching Samuel run, that was probably as good a tackle as you could do, because if you're going to try to wrap him up high, it's not going to work. And excellent job there by Nolan.
Quick pass, wide open, finds Jupiter. Jupiter picking up 5, brings up 3rd down and 3.
And it could be a 2 down for a first down here. And, you know, you have to sit there and think, Coach, that 3rd and 4 situation, the swing guy coming out of the backfield looked like he was wide open, if that's the read of the quarterback right there.
Dustin Miller, the linebacker, was the guy that was right there to take him down.
And the Chiefs, 47.
As soon as we get a chance in just a bit, we'll take a look at some of the other games around the area that are playing in the playoffs tonight, including Dutchtown, Santa Maria, several others. Boy, he just hit another gear to get the first down that time. That was Walter Samuel. One of the things that Coach Lee talked about was the fact that he has such patience and then he can hit the hole.
And when he does, it is full speed from point A to point B. And, if somebody's tuning in a little bit late here, Jimmy, they're going, who are all these guys in the backfield? Right. And so basically it's a change offensively. 3 wide receivers and 3 running backs. It just so happens one of them's a quarterback.
That offensive line averages 260 pounds across the front. 1,000 pounds from tackle to tackle. That's quite an O-line for the East Ascension Spartans. Lee going deep, looking for his man. He got him at the 5 and out of bounds. At the 11-yard line and out of bounds. Incredible catch and perfect throw. Brennan Thompson, no ill effects from that broken leg.
When he makes this throw, the receiver's not even looking back yet. Perfect execution right there. Beautiful catch right there and throw there by East Ascension Thompson right there. Nice execution there by the Spartans.
Caught it just in time. Actually ran out of bounds at the 12. So it's 1st and 10 from the 12 for the Spartans. Pulls back the handoff, and intended for Samuel out of the backfield and couldn't find it.
Samuel might be thinking, just hand me that ball.
Right.
I tell you what, this is exciting for a Spartan fan to see. It's been not necessarily dull football because they've been playing hard each and every week. But when you're adding some throwing in there, and give Jalen Lee credit. That was a nice throw right there.
This time it's Antoine. Antoine nips and tucks his way to the 6-yard line, picks up 5.
So you see Antoine right there, number 1.
Stop was made by
Antoine, he would go to running back when Lee would come in at quarterback. So you got your 2 running backs right there that are as equal as any 2 running backs in the state.
Actually picked up 6 on the carry, brings up 3rd down and 4. Running for his life that time, and that's a big sack. Lee goes down, and right there to make the play.
Michael Nolan.
Michael Nolan.
Here they are with a stunt right there. And just did not pick up that outside backer on that outside stunt. So brings in Ontiveros and the field goal team.
Ontiveros has been very effective inside 40 yards. You know, he kicks it off the turf. He doesn't kick off a tee. He doesn't have to do that, but he made that choice, the conscious choice in the summer. And this one is up and good. So East Ascension draws first blood. 3-0 here with 4:42 left to go in the first quarter. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will take a look at some of the other teams playing around the area. We'll be back right after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Ontiveros kicks off. Clampett will take it at the 5. Whoa! Down goes Clampett for sure. Big hit that time by number 4.
And that's Harkless. Harkless, he says, just put me on the kickoff team here, Coach Lee. I'll handle anything down there.
Let's take a quick look while we have a second at the teams that are playing around the area. And we do have several. We've got Dutchtown. Here we go in Ascension Parish Schools.
Well, you got Parkway coming up from Bossier Parish. And they're at Dutchtown. And then Santa Ma's at Zachary.
And the other 5-5A team, Denham Springs, has a bye. They're number 9. 9 seed. The defense getting into it this time, stopping just after a short gain. Brings up second down.
Peyton Freer off the right side.
Freer carries.
Picks up about 4. Second down, 6 for the Chiefs. And they're on 21-yard line.
So the first drive ended in a fumble after driving the ball all the way down to the 35-yard line of the Spartans. A little more traditional this time offensively for the Chiefs as they quick pitch it. And again, not much room that time as the defense swallows him up.
Well, nice job right there. Lateral movement by the Spartan defensive line. And that's what that running back is going to be doing. I mean, he is very good from left to right. And Antonio Ford, very good job. Just could not get outside on the Spartans.
Spartan defense base 4-2-5, and they are stacking the box. Out of the shotgun this time. One of the few times we've seen him do that. Throwing the football, and it's tipped up. Did he catch it? Nope, they're saying it's incomplete. It hit the turf, but it was a heck of an effort.
Well, Stanga came up with it. He says, I got it. Let's just see the replay.
It'll be 4th down and 5 for the Chiefs, and they're on 21.
And that's the correct call. Ball does hit the ground.
And
Stanga did a good job of trying to sell it, but referees are all over that, doing an outstanding job from the New Orleans Association.
Luke Jones will put his foot into it for the Chiefs. Back to receive is number 12, Deron McZeal, and it's blocked.
I think he dropped
it. He dropped it, okay.
He dropped it.
I looked down for 2 seconds, and my goodness, what a great turn of events for the Spartans here.
Well, we have a Spartan down. And timeout. Got an injury on the field.
We'll watch it right here. Oh, it's just a bad snap. All the way around, bounced him, hit him in the face mask.
And I'm going to tell you, I don't really like that rule, Jimmy. You go to a knee as a punter to catch a low snap, just like your shortstop. And I just don't like that call where you're down now.
Right.
You know, you have that on holding for an extra point. You're already on a knee. So I wish it would be the same as for the extra point or field goal holder.
Nathan Allen comes out on his own steam, and he jogs off the field. We're glad to see that for East Ascension. So the Spartans have a very short field, 1st and 10, the ball at the 23-yard line of the Chiefs.
Boy, you know, this is what the playoffs are all about, making less mistakes, and the big thing, taking advantage of your opponent when they do make mistakes, especially when you're a little over 20 yards out from scoring.
One thing that Coach Lee said as the keys to the game is they've got to stay hungry. They can't get complacent, and so far they have not in this early going. This pass to the corner of the end zone just overthrows his intended receiver, number 8. Chesson.
That's a good
Jackson.
job. That's a good job right there by Harper on the coverage. You know, the hitch was wide open. He did not bite on that at all.
Yeah, he was double covered there.
And it looks to me like they're playing, well, I think they're playing cover 3. Yep, looks like cover 3. I'm not sure who the flat defender is over there. That's why that hitch looked pretty good on the outside.
Jalen Lee just telling his lineman what he wanted them to do, and he's going to drop back, take a couple of steps, dump it off on the screen, and just couldn't find his man in Walter Samuel again. They just haven't connected in the last couple of plays.
And Samuel, you know, he may not be very used to this passing game, but watch right there. He sets up in there. You know, and realistically, he might have been downfield on that pass, and they had a couple of linemen down there, but the officials thought different.
2:58 left to go here in the first quarter. Glad you've joined us on the Rev Game of the Week. The by-district round of Division I here in the non-select playoffs. It'll be going deep across the field. Just can't hit his man. Wide open was a streaking Brennan Thompson, and Thompson just couldn't catch up to it. Tried to lead him to it, and it just probably flew it a little flat. If he had thrown a little more and run under it, he might have been able to run under it.
And watch Thompson on the outside here, going to run a post. Double post. The free safety goes with the inside guy. And I know when they watch the film tomorrow morning, it's going to be a different thought right there.
Illegal shift, so that'll be declined.
Ontiveros looks like he's coming out on the field.
It'll be a 40-yard field goal if that's what they're going to do, which I'm sure they are. And that is his long for the year. He is 6 of 8 now. This one from the right hash. Kick is down, kick is up, and it is good. Tavares has done it again. A 40-yard field goal to give him a 6-0 lead here in the first quarter. We're going to take a break on the Rev Game of the Week.
You've probably heard that ETEL has become Rev. What you may not know is that we're revving up your internet to symmetrical speed for free. Symmetrical speed means that your download and upload speeds are the same, thanks to the Rev All-Fiber network. The new speeds have been applied to your current internet plan, and there's nothing for you to do, except enjoy shopping, gaming, streaming, learning, and laughing. Learn more at letsrev.com. Thanks for being a loyal customer, and enjoy symmetrical speeds from Rev. New name, same company.
Chiefs.
Oliveira set to kick this one off. He's got 2 field goals on the night. The only point scored so far 2:48 left to go in the first quarter. And again, this one will go to Clampett. He collects it at the 7, make it the 8-yard line. Got a little bit of running room, but not much as he is slung to the turf. Again, the Spartan special team kick coverage has been exceptional.
And it all starts with that kickoff because Ontiveros does an outstanding job of distance. Sure, you'd love for him to kick it in the end zone, but nice that they all seem to go around the 5-yard line, Jimmy. The most important thing is getting some height on it.
Well, the Chiefs have started on their own 25, their own 17, and their own 21. They drove the ball in the first drive that they had. They coughed it up in a fumble, and it's been nothing much after that. In the backfield, hitting the backfield, was able to spin him down. That was Ford, and Ford goes nowhere and loses a couple. And we got an issue with one of the players, the Spartan players, down on the turf.
Boy, East Ascension was across that line of scrimmage, nowhere for the...
I think it was Kelvin Gray on the stop. Let's take a look while we have a second how the Spartans got here. Let's take a look at the schedule for the Spartans. They have, they had a great, a little bit of a shaky start in the midway point, but then they just really turned it on.
Well, you got Zachary right off the bat. Somebody says, well, that doesn't look very good, 35-13, but it was 13-10 at the end of the fourth quarter. West Monroe, only team from Ascension Parish ever to beat West Monroe, and that was in overtime. Destrehan looked like somebody that could play small college football. They looked outstanding and won 42-2. Lost to Alexandria, lost to La Salle, very, very good small classification school, and then it started for them. They were undefeated going into the last game of the district, and really beat Santa Ma, beat Walker. Denham Springs kind of beat themselves a little bit. And then Live Oak, and what a game in overtime last week against Dutchtown. And then three-way tie for first place in 5-5A.
That was Silas that was injured on the play. The previous play, he came off on his own power. We appreciate it. We're glad to see that. Sneaking out is the quarterback, keeping it himself. It's Ozark, and Ozark gets some yardage, but not enough for a first down. It brings up third down.
Well, different look right here. That's the old dead T, straight T, whatever you want to call it, where those backs are all straight across, and a little veer action right there. And he ended up keeping the ball. Missed the tackle right there. I think it was number 12, missed the tackle for East Ascension.
Bolden actually made the tackle, number 7. This is straight up the middle. Not much room. This defensive line has stiffened, and you see Kevin Tucson, Kelvin Gray getting up.
This is old school football right here, folks. Everybody used to run this right here and have success doing it up in North Louisiana, the Nevilles, the West Monroes, the Rustons. A lot of state championships in that formation.
Luke Jones to punt this one away.
Well, just think about that snap.
Much better this time, and he gets off a nice one. Taking it to 42-yard line. Across midfield. Still on his feet. Now he's giving ground. Going the wrong way. Still on his feet, but he had it at the 48-yard line of the Chiefs, and he lost 14 yards on that return.
And I'm sure when he watches film, he's not going to like what he did right here. Then the other thing I really don't like, he's swinging that ball around with that left hand.
D-Ron McZeal was the one that received the punt.
And McZeal's just a 10th grader, but an outstanding athlete.
So quite a little bit of a swing, about a 15-yard swing that time after where he crossed the midfield stripe and then all the way back to where they actually tackled it. A little delay handoff this time to Antoine Jones. Jones lowers his shoulder. Excuse me, Antoine Foster, sorry. Had Swacker scared there for a second.
I'm checking the name on the back of that jersey.
Pick up a 3.
You know, if you do that long enough, you do that about 4,000 times.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see him get into the Antoine Foster and Samuel running attack here.
Well, here's Samuel straight up the gut, and Samuel just bowls his way across the midfield stripe to the 49-yard line, just shy of the first down.
Samuel's going to come up and look over here, Coach Lee. Forget about throwing the ball, Coach. You know, it looked nice and everything. Let's get after some runs here.
Let's take a look while we have a second. It's timeout on the field, and that will be the end of the first quarter.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Bertrand's Pharmacy. Bertrand's Pharmacy.
We'll take a break. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week. We'll be back right after this for the second quarter.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Gaucher and Amadei, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Walk-Ons, Austin Fire Systems, Eustace Mortgage, SKR Construction, for their support of our EA Sports Medicine program.
And we are set for the second quarter of play. Just a little quick update. Dutchtown is scoreless at the end of the first quarter.
Thank you for your support of the EA Sports
So Dutchtown
program.
And Parkway, I believe, are scoreless going into the second quarter.
Parkway started out very good, then all of a sudden not so good here towards the end of the year.
Third down, going to try to move the pile, and Antoine Foster will do just that. He will get himself a first down, and the Spartans cross midfield.
Michael Nolan on the stop. It'll be 1st and 10 Spartans. And the Chief
Check that. That was number 22, Samuel, on the carry. But they're still using that same formation, what you would call kind of twins, bracketing the quarterback.
And you got a 7-man look.
Going deep. And there's a flag. It's going to be interference intended for Jackson Chesson. And the cornerback, number 28, Corey Toston, just grabbed him by the shoulder pads that time.
Coach Lee's out there talking to the quarterback. And I'm going to tell you, Lee threw the ball exactly where it needed to be thrown because that free safety was coming over the top, as you see him right there in the picture. And, of course, there was a holding call.
15 yards for pass interference.
Oh, 15 yards in high school football is a long ways.
After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 Spartans.
1st and 10 Spartans from the 33-yard line. Quick update. It didn't take long. Dutchtown 7-0. They score the touchdown. Gary Dukes with a 3-yard run. A little screen pass set up to Foster. Foster's looking for some running room. He'll turn the corner. Look at the speed. Turns on the Jets. He gets the first down. He is finally wrangled down by number 3, Luke Jones, and moved the chains once again.
I'm going to just tell you, Foster is having a good time out here. Nice job right here. Big offensive lineman down there. Martinez. You saw number 10 also throwing a block. Franklin downfield for 1st and 10 at the 22-23.
Martinez only a freshman playing that right tackle position. They're giving chase. They flush him out of the pocket. A flag is going to fly. And Jalen Lee will just basically try to slide, but I think we're going to get a holding call on the offense. That's their second penalty of the night.
This is what I'm looking for, Jimmy. This swing pass out here to the running back. They put him in motion probably about 5 times. Then the other thing, they're playing a cover 3 out there. You could throw the hitch outside all night long.
So they got a 15-yard penalty, and we just gave them 10 back.
After the penalty, it'll be 1st down and 22.
And that's a spot foul, so that could be even a little nicer situation, or it could be even worse.
It looks like it's a little worse.
Yeah.
And it's back all the way to the 37-yard line, make it the 36. They've got a long way to go, 23 yards for a first down. And this will be Jalen Lee. It looked like a busted play, like nowhere to go with it, and he just kind of tucked and ran and picks up 4.
Lee on the scramble around the right side. Picks up about 3 yards.
Lee says, Jalen says, maybe we need to practice this play a little bit more.
It'll be second down long
And hopefully they can do that next week.
And the Chief, 33-yard line.
Again, they look to the sideline. Brings up second down and 21.
And Jimmy, with these running backs, second and 21 can be a running play for them.
You don't have to pick it all up at once, right? It's just Foster. Foster around the left side. Just like you said, he's got some room. It will be number 7 diving for him, Jalen Holland, but not before Foster.
Watch the block.
Gets close to a first down. He's still a few yards shy, but it's third down.
Watch the block on the outside right there.
And 5 to go.
There.
Samuel.
And the Chiefs 17-yard line.
Well, he had 2 opportunities, and he just laid out the cornerback. 3rd and 5.
This could be 2 downs right here.
And that'll probably give him a first down.
That's going to be very close.
Michael Nolan comes across, and I think that's going to give him a first down at the 12-yard line, 12.5-yard line. And the Chains are on the march.
And you still can get a first down. I like situations like this.
First down and 10 for the Spartans. And the Chiefs 12-yard line.
Samuel's on the left of Lee, handoff to Foster. Foster slips a tackle. He's at the 5-yard line before being wrapped up. Picks up 8 on the carry. Boy, he just slipped a tackle.
I love the situation. A lot of movement, motion, people going in different directions. And if a linebacker takes a step left or right there, and you look at Big 78, the right tackle making a block all the way across the field there.
Well, I really thought he got a little bit closer than that, but it's a 2nd and 4 at the 7. Handoff to Samuel. Samuel leaps over one of his offensive linemen. He's hit, but he's going to be shy of the first down.
Well, Samuel, watch him go over the top right here. It looks like he's walking up some stairs.
3rd down and 2 for the Spartans at the 4-yard line.
And when he leaves his feet, there's no way to push off, but he can get some yardage. 3rd down. Foster on the right. Oh, bobbled snap. Throws it in the end zone and just tries to get rid of it, and it's incomplete. Now, Coach, what do you do?
I'm going for it.
I think you're right. I think field goals aren't going to cut it.
I'm just telling you, don't underrate number 1 and Lee. You don't need to throw that. But I'm glad you threw an incomplete pass right there because you still got your 4th and 2.
And Derez Queen, who is the backup center, he started last week and now he's starting here in the playoff game. He's done a pretty good job on the snapping. And this one will go for nothing. They stop him shy of the first down marker. And Foster just can't get there.
Can't get there. Looks like everybody moving to the defensive right. You can see them slanting that way. And outside position by that defensive end. Great job there defensively by the Chiefs.
Another update on Dutchtown Parkway. Dutchtown now 14-0 in the second quarter. So no score in the first in that game, and all of a sudden Dutchtown has poured on 2.
Well, the one good thing about this, if you're a Spartan fan, is this is a long ways to drive the ball. And I'm not real certain if you have a big playmaker in there other than that tailback, who I'm sure he's had his share of big plays.
Start at their own 7-yard line. And it's going to be number 2, Ford. And Ford can't escape.
Antonio Ford goes around the left side.
So watch the quarterback. Does he fool you?
No gain on the play.
Boy, good job right there.
Stanger made the stop. I think he did pitch it. And what they have to do defensively is they've got to stay with their assignments, and defensively they did that.
And, you looked at definitely the quarterback was tackled. And, boy, that was an outstanding job there, getting the ball off. And here they are in the spread.
He'll drop, roll to his right, looking downfield. He gets hit and fumbles the football. Touchdown, Spartans! The Spartans recover the football in the end zone. What a play by the defense.
Sidney Joseph, number 36, defensive lineman, made the first contact right there. And let's see if we can get the initial, the second contact. There's Joseph right there, and 25. Joshua perfect.
Yep.
Very good football player, perfect.
So that is basically the third turnover of the night, a big one for the Chiefs and the Spartans. The Spartans take the lead 13-0 with 7:18 left to go here in the first half. And the flags are out. We're going to take a quick break. You are watching East Ascension and West Ouachita in the bi-district round of the playoffs on Rev Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Well, what a turn of events for the Spartans. I mean, they got stopped on 4th down at their own at the Chiefs' 7-yard line. They turned the ball over on downs. 2 plays later, they knocked the ball out of the quarterback's hands, and boom, Sidney Joseph falls on it for the touchdown. And the defense has really stepped up since that first opening drive where the Chiefs marched the ball down the field before fumbling it away. This will be Clampett again. Clampett to the 30-yard line. He's got some running room. They got to get him. Oliveris is going to push him out, I believe, but not before he picks up about 33 yards on the return.
And you have a contained guy on that sideline, and there he is right there. He penetrates to the inside. Clampett does an outstanding job. Oliveris says, I'm not real sure. I'm not involved in tackling drills. It just kind of pushes him out of bounds. Now, West Ouachita's in a lot better situation to start a drive here.
Well, yeah, they started on 25-17, 21, their own 7, and now the East Ascension 47. It will be Ozark taking it himself. He faked the handoff up the middle on the dive. Let's take a quick look. We'll do it in just a second. We'll take a look at how the West Ouachita Chiefs got through the season. Let's take a look real quick.
We're going to look at the East Ascension schedule. And you can see the East Ascension schedule. That's the West Ouachita.
Yeah, they had 4 straight wins and then, boom, 4 straight losses. Finished up with that big game against Ash last week. Boy, that was just a dive right up the middle, and that was executed nicely that time by Freer.
Stop was made by number 44. Anthony Cole.
You see Alexander Ash, that game 58-57 last week.
2 overtimes.
Wow.
2 overtimes. Now, let's go back here with the game.
3rd and 1 that after the big run up the middle.
Trying to get East Ascension a jump. Very good job, 3rd and 1.
Ozark barking out some checks at the line of scrimmage. Again, handoff to Freer, and Freer will just get enough for the first down.
Well, let's watch this again and watch how fast he has to execute this handoff to the fullback, how quick everything happens in there. You better make the right decision. And, of course, when in doubt, hand that ball off.
Perfect makes the final stop. He was hit as he crossed the line of scrimmage, but brought down by Perfect. This time again, it will be Freer, and Freer that time is swallowed up. Nowhere to go. Kelvin Gray, the big junior, stops him.
Stop is made by number 23, Joseph Hopkins.
And I'm just telling you,
second down, 9
Ford, number 2, the running back, he just not involved in the game. No. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to get involved in the tackle box right here, Jimmy. He's going to have to get the ball on some pitches and get outside.
Well, you know, they want to get him in space for sure, and they have not been able to do that. He's got 1,376 yards on the season coming into this one, and this one he did not make the right decision that time. He pulled the ball back, did Ozark, and Ozark is swallowed up for a sack or a tackle for loss.
Watch what we have right here. He does not have enough time. He's going to pull it, and you try to pitch it, you can't do it. You cannot pitch it from right there. Very good job defensively there by East Ascension. And that's a good job by the quarterback of not pitching him, because that would have probably been a fumble.
3rd and 12 now for the Chiefs. The ball back at the 38-yard line. Play action, looking for somebody to throw it to. Dumps it downfield, nobody there. Miscommunication between Ozark and his intended receiver way down the field.
And you have basically 7-man protection right here. Only 2 receivers out. And basically, I think he just threw it away.
Yep.
Jones is set to punt.
Jones will punt this one for the 3rd time tonight. And he had 1 unsuccessful punt, 1 successful, and this will be his 3rd. So they have gone fumble, punt, punt, fumble, punt.
And right now, if we're looking at it, the defense of East Ascension's outscoring the offense, I believe.
You're right. And this one will angle toward the sidelines, and it will be kicked back into the field of play and down at the 13.
Jones's punt is down.
Boy, Dutchtown is pouring it on. 21-0 now in the second quarter, heading into the half, pretty close to the half there against Parkway. So the Spartans, with 3:41 to go in the half, have a little bit of real estate to pick up here to get into scoring position. The worst field position of the night for the Spartans. Swing pass. Out to Samuel. Samuel hurdles 1 defender, but he can't get away from the second. And that was number 32, Dustin Miller, I believe. Maybe Michael Nolan actually on the stop.
Well, that left tackle has to start off. He has Sonye. It looks like he needed to block that defensive end right there, so that would not allow him to penetrate to the outside. A loss of 2 or 3 on the play.
Sonye is the smallest when you think of small on the offensive line. He is 6'4", 240, but he's a baseball pitcher. So he pitches, and so he hasn't been in the weight room quite as much as the other guys. Dropping back is Lee. Lee fires a dart, finds his man wide open, and it's Samuel. He is knocked out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Check that. That was Jupiter on the catch. Beautiful pass by Jalen Lee.
Watch the corner. He's backing out of there and giving you everything on that sideline. There's nobody, there's not a flat defender over there. No strong safety or outside linebacker. Nice pitching catch there by Jalen Lee.
They get out of the shadow of their own end zone. 1st and 10, Spartans. Lee again, this time will be flushed. Throws it downfield, kind of skips this one, looking for Jupiter.
Pass intended for Jupiter is short. It'll be 2nd down and 10. For the Spartans at their own 30-yard line.
Zachary leads Sanamaw 27-0 in their bi-district playoff game. And there's a flag down.
10 yards for
Holding against East Ascension. By the way, again, our officiating crew from the Greater New Orleans Association, our referee Craig Frosch. And so that backs them way, way up. So they had made some progress all the way to the 30. Now they're back to the 13, make it the 12-yard line. Back almost where the drive started. First and forever.
And you know, you look at that play sheet, Jimmy, not a lot of plays on there, but you have some athletes in that backfield that can make something happen.
2:47 left to go here in the half. Frosch actually waves for a timeout. That's our referee, our white hat. A little discussion.
I'm thinking this has to be wrong on the penalty. Usually it's a spot foul. Well,
they moved it up a yard.
They moved it up a yard. Somebody was paying attention.
Good crowd on here for the Spartan Nation. It's always great to see folks supporting their home team. This is a bobble low snap, but they still get the handoff, and it's going to be Foster. Foster pushes his way out of trouble, still on his feet, all the way to first down. He picks up 24 yards on the carry. Unbelievable.
Correction, Walter Samuel.
Walter Samuel does a heck of a job right here. All the way down that nice blocking on the outside by number 3. Very good job right there. Thompson does an outstanding job blocking for his teammate. And you think, well, let's make sure we can get out of here. Don't get them score any. And then all of a sudden you're in the middle of the field now.
Dropping back. Oh, man. Intended that time for Samuel out of the backfield, but Samuel never turned his head to see the pass.
Needs to kind of bubble around. You see where he's coming? He's a flat player right here. And I would prefer him with his abilities to swing, and now he's going to be one-on-one with a strong safety or an outside backer.
Brings up 2nd and 10. The ball just across the 40-yard line at the 41. This time, pass is a little high. Jalen Lee has been very accurate up to this point. That time just a little bit off, intended for number 13, Jupiter, and Jupiter couldn't find the handle.
And I'd like to give the offensive line a little credit. They probably want to. We hadn't thrown hardly any passes all year. Then all of a sudden, we're throwing the ball and having some success.
Yep. Almost feel like this is Antoine Foster territory.
Well, you got Foster, number 1. Got Jalen Lee, number 9. And we got a timeout.
Timeout, Spartans.
Spartans will take a timeout.
The East Ascension High School.
We'll take it with them. 2:04 left to go in the half. 13-0 the score. The Spartans leading. We'll be back right after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
You've probably heard that ETEL has become Rev. What you may not know is that we're revving up your internet to symmetrical speed for free. Symmetrical speed means that your download and upload speeds are the same, thanks to the Rev All-Fiber Network. The new speeds have been applied to your current internet plan, and there's nothing for you to do except enjoy shopping, gaming, streaming, learning, and laughing. Learn more at letsrev.com. Thanks for being a loyal customer, and enjoy symmetrical speeds from Rev. New name, same company.
In person at 2-0.
It has been an exciting half of football here at Spartan Stadium as East Ascension leads the Chiefs of West Ouachita 13-0. It has been, we've had a little bit of everything, Coach. We've had passing, we've had fumbles, we've had, recoveries in the end zone. 2 field goals, one from 40 yards for the Spartans. So we have had an exciting half of football and a lot more to go here as the Spartans have it 3rd down and 10 from their own 41.
See which one of these young men are going to get this ball this time.
Well, going to back them up 5. So that's the 4th penalty of the evening. for a total of 30 yards in penalty yardage.
You know, that would be a frustrating situation. You have a timeout and then you have a penalty with a 5-yard, loss.
3rd and 15 now. Pulls it back. Nope. Check that. It's going to be Antoine Foster throwing down the field. He's got his man open at the 25. 10-5. Touchdown. Jackson Chesson. Big time play that time. Lee handed it off to the other quarterback, Antoine Foster, and Foster launches it. Well, that'll make you think twice.
And this play was unbelievable. You're taking a right-handed quarterback, and I'm sure he sprinted out in practice to the left, and he's running a sweep to the left. Is that Chasson that caught the ball?
Yes, sir.
Excellent job on the fake and go on the pass route. And Foster's able to square those shoulders up and just a perfect strike down the field.
The PAT is good, and we have a 20-0 ball game here in the bi-district round of the playoffs.
Last week, Dutchtown did that to East Ascension. Said we learned something. Let's put that play in.
Well, that is not an easy pass to throw either. As he's rolling to his left, he has to square up like you said, and he just tossed it downfield.
Well, I kept, and look, what a throw.
And, boy, he just got back behind the safeties, and everybody thought it was a run. And I don't blame him a bit. When you see Antoine Foster with the football, you think he's going to run it at least in this game.
And here it is again. Squared those shoulders. Beautiful job right there, Foster.
And Chesson just outruns the defenders.
Hey, sometimes that's the hardest catch to make. Wide open.
Yep, I believe it.
Boy, Ontiveros is just continues to be, that'd be 26 out of 27 on the year.
That is not a shabby mark, a little squibber right up the gut. This time they won't give Clampett a chance to run it, and it will be downed after a 4-yard run. And that was Braden Owens. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. 1:50 to go in the half.
Jimmy will have the Spartan band on at halftime, and then we'll talk a little playoff football, a little power ratings. See, if we get some scores, we'll relay them to you. I'm saying sweep.
1st and 10 here. And he stood up. One of the Spartans loses his helmet, it looked like. Number 25 lost his helmet. That's Joshua Burfect.
I'm just a little baffled not getting the ball to the running back.
Freer has taken it most of the carries. Antonio Ford hasn't really touched the ball.
And, that is part of the offense and everything, but there has to be built-in plays to where you just hand the ball off. And that's exactly what West Monroe used to do. 9 yards deep by the tailback, and you're coming downhill.
Nowhere to go. He decided to pull it back from the fullback, and Ozark is hitting the backfield, and he goes down hard.
Well, would you call timeout here? You got a couple of timeouts.
Just a shoestring tackle that time by Hobby, and Hobby did a phenomenal job just to slow him down. Under a minute to play, and the clock ticks here.
Well, if you don't get it this time, you definitely call timeout with 2 timeouts left for the East Ascension Spartans. And West Ouachita doing the smart thing. They're letting things run out. Maybe they'll call a timeout.
Oh, well, also at halftime, we're going to be honoring the Teacher of the Year for East Ascension and also the Student of the Year. So we'll be announcing those at halftime. And there's a timeout for the Chiefs, and we'll just keep it right here. This is everything the Spartan Nation was hoping for in the first half.
Well, it's a different look. Adding another back in there. And look, let me just tell you, Number 1, number 22. Number 9, number 1 throwing. Number 1, number 22 running. You can't really see a difference. A couple of times it looks like there's a little bit of confusion out there on not necessarily who's getting the ball or what side we're supposed to line up on, but it's pretty obvious what we've seen. Foster will block for 22, and that's pretty obvious. And then you got Samuel, he'll block for Foster. And that's been the success of the East Ascension offense here in the first half. Here we go to live action.
Under center, quick snap, quick pitch. Not much room for him to go. That was Antonio Ford. I mean, first time Hartley's touched the ball in the last, I don't know, most of the game. So Antonio Ford picks up about 6, and it brings up 4th down and 4. We have a timeout. 11 seconds to go here in the first half. Well, the other thing I think it says about Coach Darnell Lee is the fact that he almost completely changed his game plan from the games that he's played coming into the playoffs here. I think it really has helped him that he's been able to get his 3 main guys on the field at the same time with Lee and Foster and Samuel. But the receivers have done a fine job of getting open, and you've said it a million times, that offensive line is doing a good job of blocking, especially pass blocking when they're not used to that.
And, when you look at the spread offense,
Number 75, Garrett
I'm sure you
Morrell,
can run
shaking
the
up
spread
on the play.
offense. Dutchtown does an outstanding job of it. Not a lot of passing involved in it. I just believe East Ascension, with the threats that they have on the outside, passing the ball has to be a big part of their offense. And, putting the 2 backs in there and let them be part of the receiving game and the running game gives you an opportunity to be successful in a lot of different ways.
We're going to have some scores for you. We're going to have some highlights. We're going to have a lot of fun at halftime. But we head to halftime, and the score, 20-0, East Ascension leading West Ouachita. And you're watching a very exciting by-district round of the playoffs here on the Rev Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
We just moved, so there's millions of...
Valley is in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew a quarter of an acre.
Now I'm taking on new products on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so...
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as...
Largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours?
Come see us at Ascension Equipment for John Deere sales and service. Save more today and mow tomorrow.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
The A-Team at Eustis Mortgage, here to serve all your home lending needs. Our company is a Louisiana-based family-owned mortgage company. Our mission is to provide custom-tailored mortgage solutions while educating our clients and providing the highest level of customer service during the transaction. Whether you're buying a home or looking to refinance, we would love to be of assistance to you. The A-Team at Eustis Mortgage is a proud supporter of Ascension Parish Athletics.
Oh Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
Cash for your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
We're at halftime. The Spartanettes are getting ready to perform along with the Spartan marching band. We'll take a listen as they do a phenomenal job out on the field. East Ascension leading at halftime 20-0 over West Ouachita on the Rev Game of the Week.
Two weeks ago, the Pride of EA traveled to Natchitoches to compete at Classic on the Cane. The Pride of EA came back with two superiors and an excellent rating and placing 12th overall with their competition show Deep Tracks. This competitive show features music from The Who, Jimi Hendrix, and Led Zeppelin, as well as a favorite, Perfect Strangers by Deep Purple. Drum majors, is your band ready?
Tremendous job by the East Ascension Marching Band, the pride of EA. And, of course, the Spartanettes did a great job as well. We're at halftime, 3 minutes to go here before we start the third quarter. And East Ascension with a 20-0 lead over West Ouachita here in the bi-district round. Coach, we need to talk a little bit about what's going on in other games around the bi-district, in the bi-district round around the state, because we got a lot of them going on. And, you know, it's interesting. The selection of this is kind of a new process.
It's a new process, and basically, you know, you have some issues with the select and non-select about what's fair and what's not fair, and the LHSA came up with a formula to try to even out things, because in the select Division I, you have about 12 teams, and that's who went into the playoffs, and just trying to make it a fair situation. So basically, what they did, they redefined what a select school is, and that definition basically comes down to if your school's a charter school, if it's a private school, if your school gets students from 25% of your students is out of your school zone, comes to your school, and if you're a magnet school, and if you're in a city that says you're free to go anywhere you want to, like it is in Lafayette. So when you redefine that, that's why you have people like Zachary, who is in a non-select situation, but you have everybody else in the district is in a select situation. So that's kind of how that worked. And boy, when it all worked out, you almost had an even amount of teams, and we don't have classifications anymore with this plan. And everybody's in a Division I, which is basically 5A, Division II, 4A, 3, 4, which is a combination of your bottom classifications of A and AA.
Well, we got some. You see in action tonight, and also we had a couple of games last night. Ouachita Parish and Hahnville. Right now, a close game, 21-13. Hahnville is leading that one at the half. We're probably going into the third quarter. The other couple of other scores we have: number 8 Benton is leading Ponchatoula, 28-0. Salmon is 7-0 over North Shore, and West Monroe is leading Chalmette. So. Just some other games going on. We've got, of course, Southside had a bye, and we've got a lot of other action going on. If we could see the next slide of that. And really, Parkway and Dutchtown. Dutchtown has just rolled at 28-0 going into the third quarter. You know, they're number 14 in the standings, in the seeding, and then, of course, Parkway number 19.
You know what I'm wondering? The fake and go by Pyron. I mean, it's deadly. And once he gets past that tackle box, you know, nobody's tackling him. Just does an outstanding job. And Janice is doing an outstanding job as their coordinator. And, boy, they are outstanding on defense. Very good.
Well, the last one you see right down here, number 2 Neville. Whoever wins this game, that's who we meet next week up there at Neville.
And Neville's a 4A school. And so why are they some other classifications in different classifications? Basically, they're evening out the numbers, and Neville's numbers are so high that they move them up to the 5A or the Division I. And so you have a number of teams, not a number, but it's a pretty good bit of teams that that are either playing, because you look at this team right here, West Ouachita, they are in 5A. But they could be very close because teams had to come up to 5A if they were working a deal where they went down. West Ouachita would be one of your first teams that would move to the Division II markings.
Wow. Well, just a couple of other scores. Dutchtown, the guys already mentioned Dutchtown and Parkway, 35-0 for Zachary over Sandoval. So Zachary's having their way with Sandoval tonight. East St. John leading Walker 20-7. Hahnville, I think we mentioned, 21-13 over Ouachita. Houghton 20-14 over Airline. So some scores coming in.
And that should be a district game right there between those two.
That's right. All right, we're ready to start the third quarter here. The Spartans will have the ball.
Would you start? Now, look, we got a different look on the kickoff right here. A little short approach. Think onside, maybe. A little squib.
They picked up at the 30-yard line in a 13-yard return. That was Will Hillman on the kickoff. And the Spartans will have it 1st and 10 from their own 44. Make that the 33.
And 43, number 4, Harkless, carries that ball. And so the Spartans, let's just see, they get him to play from the sideline.
Well, we saw a little bit of everybody. We saw Foster, we saw Samuel, we saw Jalen Lee run it. And he's hit his receivers fairly well. This time he'll pull it back. Nope, check that. He will give it to Samuel. Samuel, look at him juking and jiving, picks his way through the defenders, still on his feet, close to midfield. A 7-yard pickup. My goodness.
Well, the only difference between Samuel there and Samuel in the 7th and 8th grade, he'd have scored on that play. I saw it personally. And his eyes are just so great. And, you say, well, he didn't really gain any yards to the outside on that. But you know what? He was just looking for a way out of there to make the big play. And he picked up 6 on that play.
Vision and patience. That's what Coach Lee talked about. The complete back. This is going to be a swing pass to Foster. Foster lets his blockers get up on him, and he does a phenomenal job crossing the 35-yard line to the 33-yard line. Big time into
Jupiter, watch his block on the outside. It is spectacular. Watch this on the outside. Seal him, Jupiter, right there. And down the sideline, Foster says, boy, this is nice. I mean, it was just like running a sweep.
And he let it develop. He didn't just try to blow his way down the field. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Dropping back. Once again, Jalen Lee on a quick slant, and it's intercepted. It's tipped off the hands of his intended receiver, Brendan Thompson. And coming up with it is number 3. Check that, Michael Nolan?
No, Thompson should have caught that ball right there.
Just bobbled it. It was Harper on the interception.
Boy, 3 should have caught that ball. I mean, nice throw there by Jalen Lee. Good protection. And I would imagine right there, Thompson saying, I wish I had that one back.
Well, he has been almost flawless tonight when he's had opportunities to catch the ball. Again, he's coming off that broken tibia from preseason. This is a handoff. This time they will get it to Ford, and Ford is just stacked up. I mean, the defense stiffens.
And I think that's the first time that I have seen that play, like a little handoff ISO.
Off the left side. Ran into number 53.
So that's the first turnover of the night for the East Ascension Spartans.
East Ascension runs that 3-man front. And then what they do is a lot of times to make it look like a 5-man front or a 4-man front, they'll bring those outside backers up, and there they are, basically, and you got to outside. There it is. It's a 5-man front.
Antonio Ford tries to go up the middle.
Ford once again. That's the first time they've given Ford 2 carries in a row. And the defensive line, Kelvin Gray, Kevin Toussaint, Sidney Joseph, nowhere to go.
And you know what's impressive about this week is last week East Ascension was undefeated in district. Dutchtown had 1 loss. East Ascension was playing for the district championship by themselves. Dutchtown was looking for a share. That was a war. Jimmy, that was a war between those two. It's hard to play wars 2 weeks in a row.
Good point. Here we go, 3rd and 10 for the Chiefs. It will be Ozark looking for somebody to throw to, going deep. Just off the fingertips of his intended receiver, Clampett. And Seth Clampett is his go-to guy. If he's going to throw it to somebody, it's going to be Clampett 99% of the time. And they will have to punt it away.
Well, nice job. He kind of runs by him a little bit, and you say, well, he was going. No, I say he's open. You know, it doesn't matter if he's open by a yard or if he's open by 10 yards or whatever. And just could not quite get that extra length to catch that ball.
Luke Jones will punt it away. It has been an adventure, let's just say that, for Luke. They'll let this one drop, and it actually angles out of bounds and does so at about the 44-yard line. So no damage from the interception.
What's your thought? I'm sure you've done games on turf before.
Oh, yeah.
That punting, son, that ball can roll forever. Forever.
It's such a different feel when you get on that turf from natural grass, and even the old turf, and I had that real AstroTurf. That's what we had at Northwestern State University. I wasn't playing football, but I was announcing and doing some things track-wise.
Home of the Demons.
That's right. Fork 'em, baby. This is a handoff to Foster. Foster just makes the man miss. He just keeps going. Chased out of bounds by number 7.
Such a better job on the outside play. Watch the left side of the line. Reach on everybody there. Get him. Good job right there, Sanye. Good job right there.
And he is just a big physical back. Is Antoine Foster. 225 pounds, 5'11", senior. You know, Coach was talking about he was supposed to be the Ray Lewis on defense, and he had to come in and play some quarterback when the other quarterback earlier, Carcese, got hurt. Another penalty for the Spartans.
I don't know, you have a situation. We had a few of those illegal procedures. I like to tell the quarterback, because, you got the band playing, their band, East Ascension's band. Tell the quarterback to get a little bit louder, and that way no one will have an excuse.
That's the 3rd illegal procedure penalty. 1st and 15 now. And Jalen just kind of gets the turf monster grabbing him.
Well, I think Jalen, look.
Is he cramping? Hope it's nothing serious.
He's holding the calves.
See him right here. He just cramped right there, it looks like. I hope it's a cramp. Yeah, they're going to stretch him out a little bit.
So this will be interesting. Are you going to bring in, let's just say, your JV quarterback to hand the ball off, and you keep the same thing going with your 2 running backs? Or do you move number 1, Foster, to running back and have a JV running back there? What you going to do?
I move Foster to quarterback, split everybody out, let Samuel be the lone setback, and you throw it down the field. How about that?
That would work too, because I'm telling you, that throw he made with his shoulders squared up on that halfback pass was about as pretty as it could get.
Yep.
Snow Seafood and Steakhouse.
8:38 left to go here in the third quarter. And it has been pretty much all East Ascension, but it has been back and forth. We've had some opportunities by both sides of the football, and the Chiefs just have not been able to capitalize on a few of the mistakes that the East Ascension Spartans have made, and they have not made many. He is definitely cramping.
I'm going to have to tell Coach Lee, they got to feed that boy some fluids at the house.
Man, let that be a lesson to you, boys and girls. Make sure you drink your water and have a banana here and there.
And don't drink soda.
That's right.
Drink, have soda after the game or whatever. Get you some of these Powerade products. And, our trainer, Scott Arsenault, used to have this pickle juice.
I've heard pickle juice is important. It can be good. All right, so Antoine Foster is now your quarterback, and he will hand off to Samuel. Samuel, patient, bounces off the line to the 40, dances his way to the 38-yard line, and picks up 6.
Well, nice job right there. See, that's the difference maker also, number 5 right there. He's your H-back that's in there, Taj Washington. Outstanding blocker. And I've never seen him carry the ball, but, I know one thing he can do is good job blocking. He's got a good frame on him also.
And that's part about knowing your role and understanding that every position on that field is important. Whether you have the football in your hand or not, you've got to do your job so that everyone else can be successful. He's flushed, and it's going to be Foster dropping it, and it's almost intercepted. It's knocked down, I believe. Number 3 tipped it. That was Luke Jones, and it falls harmlessly to the turf, but it's 4th down.
Well, let's just see what Coach Lee says. And I saw number 5 clap his hands, and he said, Taj Washington, he says, all right, we're going for it.
Oh, man. Yeah, you're really in a no man's land. It's too far for a field goal, kind of hard for a punt.
Maybe trying to get him right then to jump off sides to get a shorter situation. You got 4th and 9.
Man, I tell you, Foster just looks the part, doesn't he? 225, rolls to his right, looking for somebody to throw to, fires it wide, open receiver to Jupiter. Jupiter still on his feet, finally slung down by Jalen Holland, and moved the chains again, Coach.
Outstanding play, Darnell Lee. Outstanding play right there. Look, watch, he's going to go act like he's going in the flat, and he stops right there. You have people over here dropping to the flat. He sat right there in the hole. Most importantly, nice throw and catch.
And he didn't put too much mustard on it. He got it there quickly enough, but without slinging it so hard he couldn't catch the football. Lee's still out of the game. This is going to be a handoff to Samuel, and Samuel will pick up 4.
And so what you have here, Jimmy, is the same thing that you had. And see, number 1, he's walking over here. He needs to stay over there. He doesn't need to waste any energy coming out this way. Now you have number 5 back there, and he's basically going to take you to the football every time. But that's not a problem with that. You got to stop things defensively. So 5's either going to run straight ahead, or he's going to, well, there he is.
It's going to be Foster straight ahead, but he is slung down this time. A big misblocked opportunity that time by number 25 makes the stop. Alan Dean.
I thought it was a good thought right here.
Yeah, I mean, he's been successful all night long, and that time it just didn't work. It came from the edge and made the tackle.
Well, Martinez looks like, he wished he had that block over because
Zachary continues to pour it on Sandoval, 42-0 now in the third. 5:45 left to go here in the third quarter in our ball game. This one, a little floater to the corner of the end zone. It's caught. You got. Did he not get in? No, it was out of bounds. I was about to say he got mossed, but no dice.
That was a nice little throw up in the air and let your athlete go get it. Let's just see what it looked like.
He made the catch. It looked like, boy, it's a tough call right there. Good drive for our camera guys. Great job.
Yes. I think it's the purple line where the purple line meets the white line. Looked like that right foot hit right on it.
How come we don't have pylon cams? Just kidding, Coach. Just kidding.
I think it's in the budget.
It's just in the budget. We'll ask. We'll make sure Lyle gets that squared away. This kick is up. It is another field goal, and it is good, and he is perfect tonight.
Automatic.
30-yard field goal for Oliveros.
23-0. And that's his third one, right?
That is his third one. We'll take a quick break right here. 23-0, 5:31 to go in the third quarter. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Gaucher and Amadei, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Walk-Ons, Austin Fire Systems, Eustace Mortgage, SKR Construction, for their support of our EA Sports Medicine Program.
.531 left to go in the third. 3 field goals for Ontiveros, and he's about to kick it off again. Let's see if he keeps it away from Clampett this time, and he booms this one. Best kickoff of the night. Driven all the way back to the 1-yard line. Collected by Clampett. And Clampett will make it to the 21.
Clampett on the return.
I've done 5 of the EA games, and that's his best kickoff that I've seen, but consistently around the 4 or 5 yard line, that time all the way down to the 1.
Well, when you got coverage guys like they've been having tonight, you know that's less important to kick it to the end of the end zone. But obviously, Clampett has had some success.
Well, you know what they have to do every time? It's always going to be returned. So you got to cover.
That's right. 1st and 10, rolling is Ozark. Ozark looking for somebody to throw to, dumps it off in the flats to Clampett. I mean, that's just basically the guy that he throws to 90% of the time. I don't know if that's the actual percentage, but it's definitely awfully a lot.
And, it's a sprint out right here. It's a good job, a good protection.
At the chief 24-yard line.
And doing a good job right there, quarterback, was looking downfield, seeing if anybody was open deep, and everyone was covered coming back to the shallow on the flood route.
Well, you've got to give some good credit to Lamar Bolden, Chase Bouvet, and Tanner Stenger their time for covering downfield.
And
short 2-yard pickup.
Ozark, just a 6'2" sophomore.
Yeah, I've forgotten about that. He's that young. He is throwing the ball well when he has an opportunity, but not that time. A miscommunication, and that's going to be an interception by Deron McZeal. McZeal turns the tide once again, and another big turnover for the East Ascension Spartans. Great job. It looked like he thought his receiver was going to turn outside instead of inside.
And when we're talking about 10th graders, we're just talking about
that's
a 10th grader right there.
And again, he was going to Clampett.
Spartans take over 1st and 10 at the chief 40-yard line.
Boy, another awesome field position again for the Spartans.
And let's see if Lee comes back in this game. No.
And I'm looking for him on the sideline. I don't see him.
They have that trainer tent down there.
Yeah. Running for his life is number 13, Jupiter. And Jupiter is supposedly the fastest guy on this football team, and he is lickety-split.
And Jupiter got around that corner. Let's see with the blocking on the outside. Didn't have to block that guy. I would have to say, Washington, you need to block that first guy you come up there to. Don't pass him by.
Not a bad pickup of 7 yards. Brings up 2nd and 3.
You think the West Ouachita people, when they saw East Ascension beat West Monroe, they said, oh, Lord, we're in trouble.
In the end zone, and luckily, number 8 has to play a little defense. That's Chesson. Chesson played defense that time because that ball was intercepted.
Nice protection by the offensive line. You know, when you look at that coverage there, you see the free safety in the middle. That's not going to be your throw right there.
Looked like he threw it off his back foot a little bit, too. But, you know, I like the idea of taking that shot on 2nd and short. Uh-oh, fumble. He's going to pick it up himself. Foster's looking for some room, and he's not going to get anywhere. Now, again, you have another decision to make. I think you go for it here.
Foster on the scramble. No gain. 4th down.
Parkway has scored a touchdown against Dutchtown. Dutchtown leading 35-8 now.
And I see the end zone clocks.
I don't think they've been working tonight.
They haven't been working. And you see the they're going to call a timeout here, I would venture to say.
We got to hurry. Here's Foster. Foster handing it off to Jupiter. No, look at that. It's Samuel, actually. Samuel leaps more times than a basketball player. Flags fly everywhere. He leapt over number 14. That's Joe Pelto.
Walter Samuel picks up a 1st down. Flag on the play.
Well, you could tell Samuel's been watching a little Sunday TV.
Man, oh man. I don't think I remember seeing any running back quite leave his feet quite as often as my boy Samuel.
I think I'm going to have to talk to him, see, are you going to be long jumping this year, running some relays? You need to get involved.
Looked like a little triple jump that time.
There.
That's a hard jump, by the way. Let's see what this is. We're sorting it out. It was near the, it almost felt like a face mask, but I didn't see it, but it was down near the point of the tackle.
Well, he's pointing at a spot.
They're waving it off.
They're waving it off.
Flag wave.
And it's a 1st down.
1st and 10 Spartans at the Chief 47.
Here he comes right here. Jump. The first jump was good. The second jump, you get about a 2 on that one.
Looked like a little,
I'm going to give him a
triple
10
sow
on the first
cow.
one. 10, then a 2.
Regardless, 1st down, and we still have some discussion here. They're talking it over with Coach Mike Rainwater. I got to tell you, Coach Rainwater and the whole staff has just been so cooperative and helpful in making sure we got ready for this football game. Of course, we always know that Coach Darnell and his staff is always so helpful as well with the Rev Game of the Week. But we appreciate the time taken by Coach Rainwater to really talk with us and get us prepared for this one. And he was just a delight to talk with. So regardless of what happens here, we wish him and his team all the best.
But, Jimmy, you see what you have in the backfield? That's what you've been having almost basically the whole year.
Yep. Okay.
Number 1 and 22.
There we see, finally, Jalen Lee coming out, doing a little jogging, warming up, getting back into action. We may see him in a minute. Good blocking up front. This is going to be Foster all by himself. He dances to the inside, back to the outside, and he's still on his feet. Touchdown, Spartans! He just patiently waited for that to develop.
You got the right word there, brother. Patience. I mean, just waiting on the blocks, making some nice moves. When we watch this again, let's just enjoy, the athletic ability here, Foster, and see what he can do. In slow motion, it would look beautiful.
And that was one of the keys for Mike Rainwater is we have to wrap people up, and that is what they have not done tonight. At least not on Antoine Foster. Ontiveros up and good, automatic almost on extra points.
Jimmy, they call that road out there Burnside Avenue, and this is the stadium on Burnside. And Ontiveros has got another kick going into Burnside.
Man, oh man, you know what? I didn't even realize they have the Spartan Nation flag over here to keep it from going in the parking lot. It seems like they would have it on the Burnside side too.
I think they got a net over there, maybe.
They do. It's invisible.
Snows has something for everyone.
There's the Spartan Nation net. There we go.
Tell you what, our crew has been doing a great job of picking up some great shots tonight.
The referees say if they just hit the stripes where the lettering is, it's always good.
Well, you don't have to look too far to see Ontaveri's kick go straight through the uprights.
30-0. I tell you, this is and I keep talking about, because a lot of people talk about the East Ascension Santamall game for years. Has been week 10. And last week it was Dutchtown and East Ascension. And for all the marbles, and both schools have done a tremendous job coming out and getting after their first round opponent.
Clampett this time up the gut, and Clampett will cross the 20 to the 23-yard line. I've called, when I was in a former lifetime, called some of those, even on sideline, Santamall and East Ascension, my first real experience. And it's a different world when these two teams get together. And now I'm sure Dutchtown and East Ascension the same way. But it's nice when the whole community comes together like that.
Thinking when I was a head coach, I'll never forget this. You have to the 25-yard line over there, your coaching box. And I was just walking, and I bumped into one of our fans. They let the fans on the field
because they have
during
no
the
more
game.
Room. There's no more room, man. There's no more room, Coach.
So can you pick me up a Coke or something?
Oh, look at this, a hook and ladder. And they fumbled it. And the Spartans recover it. Clamp it on a hook and ladder, and then he was sandwiched.
What a great play to start with. Nice
Boom.
hit. 14, nope.
Number 7. Lamar Bolden comes up with it. But it was the hit, I think, by Stenga is what put the lumber on him.
Stenga, and then notice this, about 3 or 4 more Spartans got after it right in there.
One of the keys for Coach Lee was to not get complacent and stay hungry. And they have done that from the moment this ball game kicked off. 2:26 in the third, and the Spartans back at it again on offense. This is Samuel. Samuel's right up the gut, breaking tackles left and right. Jukes his way, stays on his feet at the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Didn't jump that time, and probably a wise move.
I think he said, I'll save the jumps for later on. That might be a thought for that might be a possibility for Walter. We get involved in the halftime show next week.
So he takes it all the way down to the 3-yard line. We'll call it the 4-yard line, actually. 1st and goal from the 4.
Boy, you could just see West Ouachita. They had a great play going right there, and it just kind of took the wind out of the sails there.
Quick pitch over to Samuel. Samuel's going to try to get in the end zone. He runs over defender, and he does. Touchdown, Walter Samuel. That is Walter's 8th touchdown of the year. But there's a flag down. Wait a minute. Hold your horses there, Coach. Right around the holding area, quite frankly.
You could see the dissatisfaction by some offensive linemen.
Kelvin Gray was headed onto the field, and now he will come onto the field. Well, we got a second as we sort this out. Dutchtown leads 42-8 now over Parkway.
And, I know you haven't seen East Ascension this year. I've seen them 4 or 5 or 6 times. And I'm going to just tell you, it's just like Lyle just said, by far the most complete game that they've played this year.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the East Ascension Spartans.
Penalty be assessed on the kickoff.
Okay, so if touchdown is good, it was after the play. So the touchdown is good, it'll be assessed on the kickoff. This means that Tavares is going to kick it to the 20 instead of the 5.
Well, here's your replay right there. And I don't know, I hate to say it like this, but it looked like Walter was just, all right, let me just go ahead and get in here and get this play over with. Very, very good athlete.
A little bit of a bad snap, but a good job for the holder to bring it back. It was actually on his left shoulder. He brought it down, and Tavares makes another kick. PAT is good, and it's 37-0 with 2:14 left to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break as we get ready for the kickoff here on the Rev Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
Tavares is set to kick for the Spartans. Owens.
3 plays, and the Spartans make them pay for the turnover on the hook and lateral, and they're just playing a complete game. You said it again, Coach. I mean, they're just playing the best game of their season so far, and if they keep playing like this, they're going to give number 2 seed Neville a run for their money. This is a kick. Again, forget about the 20. He kicked it all the way to the 10 after the penalty. Clampett still on his feet, and he'll finally be wrestled to the turf at the 26-yard line. They have only started one time past their own 25-yard line tonight. Have the Chiefs.
And I mean, this is 37-0. And if you remember, I mean, I think Tavares has kicked 4 or 3 field goals.
3 field goals and 4 extra points.
Which could have been scoring plays.
That's
except
right.
Maybe the 40-yarder.
Right. Because they were close on that first drive that he kicked, the 30-yarder, 25-yarder. They're going to keep it on the ground, and it will be Ozark keeping it himself. Takes it on the left side, and he picks up 6.
C.J. Howard on the stop.
Howard's on the stop.
Picks up 4, second down.
Now you got to have a linebacker scraping off of that to either pick up the dive or pick up the quarterback. Quarterback's a nice read with the defensive end, taking the dive. About 1:30 left in this third quarter coming up.
Only gave him 4 on the carry. He does hand it off up the middle.
That's
another fumble. And let's see, could they possibly have gotten another one? And they do.
Big man, 62.
My gosh.
Kelvin Gray.
Big Kelvin Gray.
You can watch. You can see the fumble right here on the replay going to the left. He just needs to mesh all the way into that line of scrimmage more. And that guy does not squeeze down. That fullback does not squeeze down on that mesh. And the big man, 62, said, "Oh, I see a ball right here."
That is the 3rd lost fumble and I believe the 5th overall turnover of the night for the West Ouachita Chiefs.
And we got a new quarterback, 15.
There's a handoff to.
And, not necessarily a new running back, but a new back that's going to carry the ball.
Court DeLotte is our number 15. He's a quarterback. He's a junior.
And Court DeLotte, I've seen him in the JV game. He got a nice little arm on him and can throw the necessary throws. And then you're putting Taj Washington, number 5, who's been the blocking back. He's coming out, 27 going in.
Aaron Williams.
Just a sophomore running back.
So with 49 seconds left in the third, Coach Lee is definitely getting some guys some experience here. Quick pass, finds his man, number 19, Nigel Murphy. Murphy's going to run through some tackles, and he will get close to the 10-yard line to the 12, and it's a first down, move the chain.
And DeLatte, just like I said, all you got to do is just throw it to the open guy. Doesn't have to be anything special. And they can make you look a lot better just being an athlete.
Corey tossed it on the stop, but again, he broke several tackles as they're knocking on the door once again. And that is, well, nope. They're probably going to bring it down to the final few seconds here of the third quarter. Let it run down. I think they don't have to run a play till the fourth.
Well, I like that, Coach. You bring in your JV kids, and maybe you have some varsity guys on the offensive line there, and Delat takes them 1, 2, 3, right down the field for a first down or two. And let's just see, because he's probably going to be in. Delat's probably going to be in most of the fourth quarter unless they have somebody else out, and I'm not real certain of that.
Well, they're definitely even getting some offensive linemen in, some guys that haven't had an opportunity as well. We need to take a look at our top 10 non-select seeds, see where they are, what we've got, if we'll go ahead and take a look at that. I mean, look at that. We've got Westgate, Denham Springs. Denham Springs had a bye tonight.
Denham Springs and Benton, we already called that one out a little earlier. Slidell is having a tremendous year this year. Airline, here they are. They beat Parkway. But, man, this is what gets me up. It's no doubt Ruston, Neville, Destrehan, Southside. They're running some of the same stuff, but just at a single backfield, kind of like the old Georgia Southern of old.
I need to correct myself. I said Denham had a bye. That did not. They're leading Covington 29-6. Sorry about that.
And so you have a lot of very good teams, but I'm going to just tell you, this team right here, number 3, that's 10-0. I saw them against East Ascension, and athlete for athlete, they handled them easily. So it would not surprise me to see them have some success the rest of the way in the playoffs and possibly in the Dome.
Airline is trailing tonight at the moment. Airline, the 6th seed, to Houghton. Flag will drop.
And that would have to be, like we said earlier, a district game or in the same district.
Against the Spartans, backs him up foul. 1st and 15 from the 19.
Colin Netter, 6'2", 250-pound junior, has come into the ball game at offensive line.
Yeah, Martinez, golly, had to have a penalty right there, and I was out here playing.
Only a freshman is Martinez. I mean, that is just that's a man among boys out there. Or a boy among men, I don't know. Nowhere to go this time. Pocket breaks down, and he is going to be sacked for a big loss as Delat, running for his life, is brought down by number 33. That's Michael Nolan.
Delat is dropped.
And I believe number 3, Luke Jones, was in on it as well.
And Delat's going to find out when you're going against probably their varsity defense right here that passing is sometimes not a whole lot of fun when you have JV line versus varsity defensive people.
27 yards to go for the first down. Got to get all the way down to the 4 to get a first. Oh, grabbed by one hand. Kevin Harper said, "No, sir, Delat, you are not going anywhere." I haven't seen anything like that in a long time. Watch that.
It looked like he got rejected.
He is just going to grab him by the jersey. And it's actually number 40. Number 40, Camden Tolbert. Whoop.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, Delat, I'm sure that doesn't feel very good, but I'm going to tell you that weight room can make some changes in that deal right there.
3rd and a country mile. Handoff. Number 27 will just cover it up nicely, protect the football. Aaron Williams. And Williams will pick up 9.
A good job of blocking by the offensive line there.
Look who's coming out. Montevarius is coming out to kick his longest field goal of the year. It would be a 50-yarder.
And look, the one that was from 40 went right under the the Spartan Nation flag.
This is a 50-yard field goal.
Don't get to see that in high school very often.
Off the turf, too, not tee. This is up, and it's going to be a little shy, but the effort was there. I think at this point, you got to let him try to kick that. Why not?
No doubt. And you know what? We used to have at Santa Monica, we had a ton of good kickers. And you always wanted to know what you had confidence in them doing. And I never could figure this out. So we had a special teams coach of saying, Coach, it's a 42-yarder from right here. We can make this. I said, okay, let's go for it then,
Yeah.
Because when the ball's on the 32, I got to do some adding and subtracting there.
That's me.
Can't quite get it right.
I feel better then. They've got to hang on to the football to the Chiefs this time, and they stopped at the line of scrimmage. So we'll see some new defenders out there as well. That was Tiandre Hayes, actually not a new defender, but Anthony Coleman as well. 2nd and 10. Houghton 34-13 was the last update we had.
Sweep to the right side for no gain, or maybe a gain of 1.
34-13 over Airline. That's a big one if they can hang on to that one.
And Denham Springs, I think maybe you called that a little earlier.
Picks up 1, 2nd down, 9 to the 21.
Brings up 3rd down and 9 here from the 21-yard line. Clock rolling here at 8:35 to go here in the ball game. It has been an exciting one, but it has been all East Ascension, except for that opening drive. That opening drive for the Chiefs, they were driving down the field, and then it stalled out. And, it stalled out because they fumbled it. But they had 3 out of 4 plays were first downs in that first drive, and they have done absolutely hardly anything since then. Here's a quick pitch. This is going to be Ford. We have not seen a lot of Ford. He's a 1,400-yard rusher this year, and he is run out of bounds by number 12, Deron McZeal. And let me tell you something. We've got our first team defense in there. I say we, East Ascension does. So they're still playing with the big boys out there.
And, all defensive coaches and defensive players, mainly the coaches, they love it to keep that
big zero,
that goose egg.
Doesn't happen often. Because invariably, somebody will squirt through at the end of the game. Let's see if they can hang on to it. A pitch to Ford. Ozark does the pitching, and Ford does the running. And Ford will get the first down. He is undercut by, I believe, Tiandre Hayes.
Bryce Harkless on the stop.
That's a nice job of executing right there.
That was actually
by Ozark. Nice job of executing. Nice little pitch back there to Ford.
Lamar Bolden came up and hit him from around the ankles.
Official timeout.
Harkless is out there playing on the corner, and he's number 4. We have seen him a lot on special teams coverage, so he's out there making tackles as well. But he's one of the few second-teamers, if you want to call him that, out on the defensive side of the football now. Although now they make wholesale changes, so. Zaire Silas is also out there. Nowhere to go for the Chiefs.
Peyton Freer goes up the middle.
And so
Zaire Silas on the stop.
Silas, just called his name. Silas on that stop.
East Ascension would play Neville next week?
That's correct.
Neville is number 2. Here's your top 10 in the in going into this round. Of course, you know you don't have any seeds now. You're in a bracket the rest of the way.
His pass, complete to Clamp it to the middle of the field before being stuck at the 37-yard line.
To Clamp it, picks up a cheap first down.
I believe it was number 35 laying the lumber that time. That was Trevin Richardson.
At the Spartan 38-yard line.
35. Now they're moving the ball a little bit, mixing it up with a run and pass. Clock is running.
There's another pitch, this time to Ford. And again, we didn't see Ford hardly running at all in the first half.
Antoine Ford on the pitch sweep.
I'm going to tell you.
Hudson Brown.
Watch right here, dive, and then he's just going to an area and pitching. You know, never really got to that because I think in the first half it would have been more of a keep for him because those ends were taking the dives.
Yep. 2nd down and 7 now.
And then I'm not for certain that outside veer, Jimmy, if they could have gave that ball a number of times.
Pass this time behind his intended receiver to Braden Owens. It's incomplete.
Owens is incomplete.
So Coach Darnell Lee is going to move to 8-6 in playoff appearances overall.
I would take that.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I mean, 10 straight playoff appearances for the Spartans, and of course all seven since Coach has been here off sides against the Spartans, and that'll give them a 5 yards to a 3rd and short.
And you know, 10 years in a row in the playoffs. Darnell's been here 7 of those 10.
It's nice that he came back to his alma mater to coach, right?
Well, I think it was at Northeast that he went to, or Northwest, over around Opelousas, smaller classification. And came here,
Antoine Ford is stood up by number 99.
I think as an assistant, then as a head.
Mervin Regas.
If they can hang on and keep them out of the end zone, the Spartans will have their 2nd shutout of the year. They did it against Live Oak 16-0 earlier. Under 5 minutes to play here. 4th down and 5.
Trying to get them to jump a little bit. It worked just a while ago on 3rd down.
And the Chiefs will call a timeout here.
Timeout, Chiefs. The 4th quarter for tonight's game is brought to you by
4:45 left to go in this ball game. We'll take a quick timeout. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll wrap this one up in just a bit, but it's a good one. And you're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Ascension Equipment, Donaldsonville Glass and Body, Gaucher and Amadei, Our Lady of the Lake Health, Piku Builder Supplies, Ross Downing Chevrolet, Walk-Ons, Austin Fire Systems, Eustace Mortgage, SKR Construction, for their support of our EA Sports Medicine program.
Fourth and 5. Here we go. Ozark drops back, throws the dart, and it's in. Oh, he jumped the route, and he just couldn't quite hang on. What a beautiful play, I believe. Trayvon Richardson, we called his name earlier.
A junior coach. A lot of youngsters out on that field for the Spartans.
Unbelievable, but he had it. And there may be a reason he's not a receiver and he's a defender, because that was in his hands and he saw it all the way.
If you want to watch a replay, here's what you need to do. check your listing on Rev Game of the Week on the YouTube channel. And they'll have also we're doing the Dutchtown game. Back to the action.
And I know everybody's questioning, what are we going to have next week? Well, we just have to wait and see. So stay tuned. Lots of great action for you still coming up in the latter portion of the 2022 football season.
I think the way it is right now, Dutchtown will be going to Destrehan.
Whoa, that's going to be a matchup.
Yes. And then East Ascension will be headed up to Neville. And make sure you understand this, folks. Neville is a 4A school, and they're ranked number 2 in 5A.
Wow.
Or Division I. And I'm going to just tell you, as a coach in North Louisiana, when you schedule, look, you don't have any choice. You're on I-20 up there, or you get on a 2-lane road to Ellick or whatever. You don't have any choice but to play West Monroe. You don't have any choice but to play Ouachita. Go over to Texas and play Longview. So they have had their share.
DeLatte to throw into the sidelines. Good catch that time by his receiver, number 10, Darian Franklin.
I love the call right there. Don't put DeLatte into a drop-back situation. Let him sprint out. And, you got a little flood route right there and completes it. Those to me are his strengths right there. And I imagine he's got plenty of arm strength where you can throw it down the field too, but you can't sit back in that pocket very long.
And let him get some confidence. He doesn't play quarterback that often, especially at the varsity level and in playoff games. And this is a big deal. 3rd and 4 for the Spartans. If they can just continue this drive, get a first down, if they get 2 more first downs, they can run this thing out. Another pass, this time behind his intended receiver, and I think they're going to have to punt this one away. Can't quite see the number on the intended receiver. 36. Hoob.
Is incomplete. 4th down for the Spartans.
And here's the replay.
So they'll punt this one away, and it's a wise move. Otavarius has not punted. I don't think he's punted at all tonight. In fact, I know he hasn't punted tonight.
And punting is not a strong suit. Now, I was a little disappointed. He gets rid of it kind of slow, and that affected that game. I'm going to say against Walker.
Jones back deep for the Chiefs.
Clampett is back for the Chiefs. And this kick is a high spiral, a nice spiral. And it will bounce and take a Spartan bounce down to the 19-yard line.
There you go. Good job.
Check that.
Entreveris said I could have gone the rest of this game without punting.
Give me another 50-yard shot. That's what I want. Hey, a couple of updates on some scores for you. Zachary late in the 4th quarter, 42-7 over Santa Maria. Dutchtown 42-8 over Parkway. And again, both of those late in the 4th, just like ours here is late in the 4th with 3:29 on the clock.
And Coach Lee was at Northwest High School before he came back to Spartan Land. A lot of good things happening, Jimmy, in this parish. East Ascension's redoing their whole schoolhouse. It's torn down, and now they're redoing it. A lot of new athletic facilities looking, updates.
Here's the pitch to Ford. Ford upended at the 27-yard line.
Antoine Ford goes around.
And it looked like number 11 in on that side, Bryson Green.
Green on the stop.
I'm going to watch him here. Boom. Just shed his block like a dirty shirt that time and made the stop. I like that. Brings up 2nd and 1.
See, West Ouachita brought a nice group down from North Louisiana.
Frozen Tundra, right? Isn't that North Louisiana Frozen Tundra up there?
I know one thing. It's a football capital of Louisiana up there most of the time. Some great teams have come out of there.
A lot of things go through that area, right? When you go into the dome. And sliding down is Ford.
Here's one. Ford goes around the left
Ford gets the
side.
first down.
Stop was made by number 26, Matthew
He
Fleming.
didn't get it by much. He could have made sure he got it, though. He did get it. 2:30 to go.
I like what I see out of Ozark on the veer action, the pitches. He's not slinging the ball. A nice little catchable pitch. And it's pretty obvious that over this year of football that Ford has caught a bunch of them and has gotten downfield with 1,300 yards rushing this year.
Ozark. Handoff up the middle this time. It'll be Freer, and Freer goes nowhere. But you know, this Chief team, they were I think 2-8, 2-6 last year. They have really made progress under Mike Rainwater. Their goal this year, and Coach Rainwater said, I don't want to set goals that are unrealistic. Our goal was to host a playoff game, which we had not done in 5 or 6 or 7 years. They didn't get to host it, but they made it to the playoffs, and that says a lot about Coach Rainwater, his staff, and these kids. So, it didn't pan out the way they were hoping to tonight. They ran into a buzzsaw that is the Spartans tonight, but still a successful season for them going into 2023.
Yeah, and Jimmy, I'm going to just tell you, when you take over 2,000 kids at some of those Monroe schools, and you got 1,100 at your school, that is a difference maker. This is public schools, and it's pretty obvious that a lot of people like what's going on at West Ouachita because they've increased their enrollment to where they moved into 5A. But I could just tell you that 5A is a man's division. There's no doubt about that. And, hopefully they'll continue to grow, or maybe they'll go back down. I'm sure every 2 years or every 3 years, whatever they're doing now, it's going back and forth.
Well, I'll tell you, this defense has just desperately want to hold on to that goose egg on the scoreboard. They have not given an inch as we get down to the last 20 seconds, and that's pretty much going to be the extent of it.
And that's it, brother.
What a football game for
baby.
East Ascension. Great job for everyone involved, especially here for the Spartan Nation. So the final score, East Ascension wipes out West Ouachita 37-0, a statement game for East Ascension as they head up to Neville next year. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back and wrap this baby up. It has been an exciting by-district matchup here in the playoffs. East Ascension knocking off West Ouachita 37-0. And we'll be back right after this on the Rev Game of the Week.
Time doesn't stop, and the world keeps spinning. Community, culture, and communications, the powerful circle that connects us together. We're creating the next evolution, a network built for every possibility, moving faster than ever before, streaming us forward into the future. And the revolution is closer than you think. RTC, ETEL, and Vision are now Rev. New name, same company.
We just moved, so there's millions of...
Valley is in bloom, over 9 acres. When we started, we grew a quarter of an acre.
Now I'm taking on new projects on the regular.
We always dreamed of having this property, so...
I want to make my yard look as beautiful as...
Largemouth bass.
Yep.
We've got tons of them, don't we, buddy?
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. How will you make the most of yours?
Come see us at Ascension Equipment for John Deere sales and service. Save more today and mow tomorrow.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
The A-Team at Eustis Mortgage, here to serve all your home lending needs. Our company is a Louisiana-based family-owned mortgage company. Our mission is to provide custom-tailored mortgage solutions while educating our clients and providing the highest level of customer service during the transaction. Whether you're buying a home or looking to refinance, we would love to be of assistance to you. The A-Team at Eustis Mortgage is a proud supporter of Ascension Parish Athletics.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
For your car. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants to buy your car. It's fast, easy, and fair. No matter what make, no matter what model, no matter what mileage. The Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center wants it. And we'll pay you cash for it, even if you don't buy from us. It's the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales. Cash for your car at the Ross Downing Buick GMC Buying Center in Gonzales.
This is a walk-on athlete. They push harder and put their heart into the game. This is the passion we're built on. It's why we put our heart into creating game day with a taste of Louisiana. Walk-ons, we live for this.
Well, there it is. They didn't storm the field, but it's kind of reminiscent of LSU. But that was a statement victory right there for the East Ascension Spartans. The final score, 37-0 over West Ouachita. And Coach, I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that for East Ascension. They did everything right in every phase of the game and came away and made them pay for the mistakes they made.
And maybe not paid severely, but severely enough because when you hold them to 0, last I checked, 3-0 wins the game. But you could see right there, Darnell talking to the team. He's got to be proud of this team. Just what they've done. And what they've done defensively is pretty much consistently year-round. They're very good defensively. But offensively, you see maybe a new East Ascension team. And it'll be interesting to see exactly what happens because I'm going to just tell you, you need to play good on defense in order to win it all. And I think they have the right combination here.
Well, just real quick, we did have an upset. Airline did lose. The 6th seed did lose tonight, so that's the only top 10 upset. But everybody else across the board, Dutchtown won, Denham Springs won over Covington. Of course, Zachary won as well over Santa Ma. But what a great game we had here. And Coach Swacker, I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed this, and it has been a great time. Our crew did a magnificent job. We want to thank Coach Rainwater for all his hospitality. And, of course, everybody here at East Ascension, Coach Darnell Lee and everybody made us always feel so welcome. So we appreciate it. Don't forget, you want to watch this again, and you want to watch it all weekend long, and you can do it on Rev, and you can also do it on YouTube, the Rev YouTube channel. So that's going to do it for us. It has been a magnificent night here. We want to thank Lyle Boudreau for making sure we were straight all night and throughout the week. And stay tuned. Where are we going to be next week? Well, you'll have to stay tuned and find out. We've got a lot of football left to go. The final score here in the bi-district round of Division I non-select, East Ascension 37, West Ouachita 0. The road to the Dome continues next week at Neville for the East Ascension Spartans. For David Swacker and myself, Jimmy Frederick, for our entire crew, have a great night, everybody, and we hope you've enjoyed the Rev Game of the Week.